I've been a record collector for 4 years now, so in this video I want to share with you guys some mistakes I've made and let you guys know what I would do differently if I started my collection today. I started my record collection in May of 2020, so it has been 4 years now. I have learned so much over these past couple of years, and I want to share with you guys some of the mistakes I've made so that you guys can avoid them. So this video will definitely help you if you're new to collecting vinyl. The information I'm going to share in this video I think also works for people who have been collecting for many years. So the first thing I would have done differently if I started collecting today, I would have definitely planned out my space a little bit better. I would have taken more time to decide where my records are going to go and decide and plan out all of my storage and my shelving and all of that. One of the first things everyone needs to do when they start a record collection is plan out their space, what kind of storage systems they're going to use. You also need to decide where you're going to keep your records. So just to make sure you have the space to fit vinyl records. Vinyl does take up a lot of space, and I had to realize that as I was buying many records, I was starting to run out of space very quickly. I kind of underestimated how big my collection would get, and I kind of underestimated how big records are in general. So I had to do a little bit of tweaking with my space, and I wish I just took a little bit more time to plan everything out. Taking measurements is also very important if you're going shopping for a vinyl shelf. Definitely measure out your space, how much space you have for a shelf, and also keep in mind that records are 12 by 12. So if you're going furniture shopping, you need to make sure whatever shelving or containers or bins or crates you're looking at fits vinyl. I almost made the mistake of buying one of those Target shelves. I do have this shelf in my room, but it's for different stuff. I don't keep my vinyl in there. I was going to use it for vinyl originally, and then I looked closely at the measurements and I realized it wasn't going to fit vinyl. What I ended up doing was customizing a nightstand I found at a garage sale, and then I did buy some paint for it. So in total, I probably spent about $20. I think I do have before and after pics. So it was originally a dark brown, almost a black color, and I wanted to spray paint it white to match the rest of my room. The shelf that was already placed in there, I think it was like 10 inches tall, so it didn't fit my records. So I had to customize the shelf, drill in my own holes a few inches taller, then I could fit my records in there. So again, it was a little bit more of a DIY project. It wasn't really the design I was looking for, but it ended up working out really nicely. I love how it turned out. I think I did this in June 2020. I had a few records already before that, and I didn't have anywhere to put them. It probably would have been a good idea to get a shelf first. That way when you start collecting, you can put them right into your shelf. I had a few records laying around in spaces that probably weren't the best for a couple of weeks until I got my nightstand slash shelf. This one is also very important, especially if you plan on having a huge collection. Catalog your records from day one. That is something I did not do, and I kind of regret it. I can't believe I didn't do that. Whether it was writing down which records I have on a piece of paper or using a website or a database like Discogs, I wish I did something to write down and know which records I have in my collection. I did not do that when I first started back in May of 2020, and I was very quickly losing track of what records I owned. That made shopping and hunting for vinyl a little bit harder because I didn't know what I already had at home, and I did not want to buy duplicates or variants I didn't really need. I don't think I started cataloging my collection until maybe a year or so into collecting. I made a whole video for it when I finally decided to add my collection to Discogs. It's an amazing website. They have a lot of different features. There's also an app for it, which I find very helpful and useful. Discogs has a massive database of almost every single vinyl, CD, or cassette pressing that exists. You might not be able to find super small niche pressings, but they have a ton of the big popular releases. It's also an e-commerce site, so you can buy and sell records through Discogs. You can put your collection on there, you can put your want list on there, you can make comments on records, you can look at the different pressings, look at the sale history. There's so many different features, and I love Discogs for that. And once you get Discogs, it's very important to keep up with it and keep updating your collection as you're buying more records. Every now and then I will check my Discogs and make sure everything is correct and up to date. I don't even think I found out about Discogs until a couple of months into vinyl collecting, but I'm really glad I know about it now, and I highly recommend it to every new vinyl collector. Now looking back at it, I really wish I had budgeted my money a little bit better when I first started collecting. So I spent my entire first paycheck on vinyl. I bought myself a record player and I bought about 8 records or so, which is so crazy looking back now. I can't believe I did that. I can't believe I didn't really budget my money. Honestly though, I don't really regret it now looking back. I had to start somewhere, and maybe I did go a little bit too crazy in the beginning in my first couple of weeks, but I don't regret it. Some of the records I bought in my first couple of weeks are actually worth a lot now. I think specifically the Niall Horan and the Dua Lipa pressings. The last time I checked, those were definitely worth a lot more, about double what I paid for them, so it's good to know at least I made the right investments in the beginning, you know? It's cool to see how some of my records have gone up in value over time, and I just love having those in my collection. But at the same time, I also wish I made myself a specific budget to stick to every week or every month, just so that I wasn't spending my entire paycheck on vinyl. So if I started now, I definitely would have split up my paycheck, maybe save half of it and the other half I could spend on vinyl, and just be more aware of how much I'm spending on vinyl. I definitely should have tracked my purchases a little bit better. I wasn't really counting how many records I was buying. I can't believe I didn't do this in the beginning, but I didn't spend time looking at my local record stores. I did not research any of the record stores in my area. I didn't even know there were any. I think it's really important and helpful to research your area. Just look up record stores near me. I think it's very important to support your local record stores. Helps to keep the stores running and in business. Even if you don't make any purchases, it's still, I think, fun to go to your local record store and talk to the owners or just meet fellow record collectors. Going to your local record stores can help you make new friends and new connections. Some stores have sales going on where you can save money on vinyl. Some stores, at least in my area, have events going on every now and then, which is really fun to get out in the vinyl community within your local area. Follow them on social media. It's always good to stay up to date with them, especially when Record Store Day comes around. I really wish I knew about Record Store Day when I started collecting, because there are a few pressings I missed out on. I don't think I went to Record Store Day until a year or two after I started collecting, because I just didn't know about it. It's one day a year, every April. You go to your local record store and they have exclusive Record Store Day pressings available. Bands and artists can release some of their albums on vinyl exclusively for this day. Some pressings are super limited and rare. It's a really fun and exciting day to help people get out to their local record stores and support them. I have a little bit of FOMO that I missed out on that my first year or two of collecting, but since I've known about it, I've been going every single year and it's so fun. I think it's very important to sign up for different programs and websites and rewards. All of that can help you save money on vinyl. That's something I wish I did from day one. I could have been stacking up those points and getting discounts on vinyl. I recommend signing up for an Amazon account. Get Prime if you can. I know it's kind of expensive, but Prime will definitely help you save money on vinyl because they do offer free shipping, and sometimes, like with Prime Days, they offer discounts on certain items, even vinyl accessories too, so you can definitely save money through Amazon. They also ship super quickly. It's also a great idea to follow your favorite bands and artists on social media. I can't tell you how many times I've gotten emails and notifications that one of my favorite artists has a sale on their merch store, or they have limited vinyl drops, and I was able to secure some really amazing pressings. Follow these people, sign up for their emails and newsletters, sign up for their notifications. Sometimes with email newsletters, I've also been sent discounts to use. Definitely check online retailers like Urban Outfitters, Target, Walmart, places like that that do sell vinyl. Sometimes they might have a sale going on. I know every year Target does this. They have a big sale. I think it's around Black Friday or Christmas time. They have a buy two get one free, and that includes physical media, so you can get records and CDs buy two get one free. Oh, Spotify too. Spotify is a good one because a lot of artists on Spotify will have a special sale or special merch drops or vinyl releases for their fans. I think it's called Spotify Fans First. They will usually send their Spotify top fans, their top listeners on Spotify, a link to an exclusive record release that's only for the people who listen to them on Spotify. A lot of the Spotify exclusive pressings are really cool from what I've seen. I don't think I have any in my collection because they are kind of expensive sometimes. So you do have to have a Spotify account for this, but I think it's very helpful. I think you can also do it with a free Spotify account, but again, that's another great thing that Spotify offers. But again, it's another opportunity at an exclusive offer you don't want want to miss out on. It's very good to be on top of the social media, newsletter aspect of record collecting. Those are some of the things I would have done differently if I had started my collection today. Hopefully I was able to help you guys so that you don't make the same mistakes, and hopefully I've given you some ideas on things you could start doing with your collection, whether you have just started your collection or you're already a collector. I think a lot of these tips can help you guys. In the comments, let me know if my tips were helpful. Let me know if you have done any of the things I mentioned in this video, and let me know if you could start over your collection today, what you would do differently. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked it, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!